Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the headmistress, staff, and the students of Government High School, Mangur Hill, Vasco, I welcome PI Sudesh Narvekar to this institution. I also welcome his dedicated staff members who are here with us. Also, I welcome the principals, headmasters, students and teaching faculty of various institutions of the state, and also all those who are participating in this online session on traffic safety. Well friends, today's session has been a result of the hard work of our dedicated NSQF instructor, Sir Gaukar. He's been coordinating with the PI, Mr. Narvekar, and the result you will see in a short while from now. Today's session, as I have already told you, is on road safety. And I assure you, at the end of this session, you will enrich yourself as to be responsible citizens while on the road. Thank you and all the best.
Good morning, students. My name is Sudesh Narvekar. I am Traffic Inspector in charge of Traffic Cell Vasco. I am very happy to attend today's awareness program. I am very thankful to the principal and teachers of this school for giving me this opportunity to give talk on this important topic of road safety. My special thanks to instructor Sarvesh Gaukar for coordinating and making all the arrangements for today's awareness program. There is no subject on road safety, and generation after generations we are lacking in the knowledge of road safety. As a result of this, as a young generation, we lack what to do on the road, how to behave on the road. All of us make use of the road. As a student, you are coming by walking to the school, or by with the parents on a two-wheeler, four-wheeler. So every one of us make use of the road, and hence we should have the proper knowledge about our safety. This is newspaper. Every day we newspaper, and there is news about the accidents. Motorcycle rider ran into a tree or dashed electric pole and died. Truck dashed to the two-wheeler and one person died, etc., etc. We read this news, we are busy, we are just having glance, we turn the first page, we go to the second, third, we go to the last page, we read about the sports news, and we just forget. If we take a just halt and think about the accident, we think about that person who died in the accident, we think about the family who lost their near and dear one, then we will realize that because of this accident, because of the loss of one life, one full family is getting disturbed, and hence this topic is very serious. Every year in India, about 1,40,000 people lose their life in road accident. That means about 1,40,000 families are getting disturbed. Around 5 lakhs people are getting seriously injured. So that means more than 5 lakh families are getting disturbed. And hence this road accident is very serious problem. If we go to the hospital, we see very pity, sorrowful situation. If we go to the hospital, we see a young person in the age of 25-30, they are lying on the bed with backbone broken or fractures or neck broken. And why I said it is a sorrowful situation, because these old age parents who are sitting next to that patient, they have to see this situation, they have to take care of this young person. Actually, it is the age that we as a young person should take care of our old age parents. But because of these accidents, our old age parents have to suffer. They have to take care of the young people. In our society, people die of various diseases, like suppose cancer. People die because of this disease. TB, malaria. There are so many heart diseases. People lose their life. But I say that these diseases and the road accidents, if we compare, what do you think that which is preventable, which death is preventable? By eating healthy food or making exercise? Can we prevent cancer? I don't think so. But I think by adopting good habits, we can avoid the accidents. Next. We can avoid the accidents. Why I am saying that we can prevent accident? There is logic behind it. We must have been seeing so many people around us, our elders, our friends, who are driving the vehicle, maybe two-wheeler, maybe four-wheeler. They are driving for so many years, like 25, 30 years, but still they don't have any scratch on their scooter, on their vehicle, or on their body. Why? Why is so? They are more educated? No, I don't think so. Accidents has nothing to do with more education. So why these people, what qualities these people have that they are not getting involved in the accident? Next. You may say that this police officer is saying that accidents can be prevented, he is a crazy. No, accidents can be prevented, and 90% of the accidents can be prevented. And through my presentation and through this talk, I will try to tell you that what we have to do to prevent these road accidents. You may say that road accidents are occurring because of bad roads, or because of bad weather conditions, or because of poor enforcement by the traffic police. I will say that accident is like a clap. To make a clap, we require two hands. So those who are saying that accidents are because of the bad roads, because of bad weather condition, because of the poor enforcement by the police, so I will say that this is one hand. So which is the other hand which is responsible for the accident? So the other hand is human error. If we have all the bad roads, no proper enforcement, but still if we don't make human error, then accidents can be prevented. And what do we mean by human error? Human error means our wrong judgment on the road, our mistakes, silly mistakes and the stupidity on the road. We every day while traveling notice that there are lot of incidents, there are lot of instances wherein people behave stupidly on the road. They overtake in the wrong direction, they don't wear helmets, unnecessary, they speed up their vehicles. So these are the silly mistakes, and because of this we face problems. When I say accidents, which is the category of the people who are vulnerable to the accidents and the death? Category means the persons who are using the road. As a student, you are walking on the road, so you are also a road user. When you are traveling with the parents on the two-wheeler, four-wheeler, they are also using the road. So category means as a pedestrian, as a two-wheeler rider, as a four-wheeler driver, as a cyclist, as a pedestrian. So these are categories of the road users. So which category is vulnerable for the road accidents? Vulnerable means who are more likely to get involved in the accident. So you can see these two categories of the road user. That means first is motorcycle, two-wheeler rider, and the second is pedestrian. These two categories of the road users are more prone to the road accidents and the deaths. Why I am saying these two categories? We'll just see the statistic. If you see this at the serial number 9, riders killed for the year 2018, 19 and 20, you will find that they are the maximum. For the year 2018, 146 persons died on two-wheeler. 2019, 184, and in the year 2020, 142. So this is the category in which most of the people in Goa lose their life. If we see the two-wheeler riders category, then which is the next second category? Which category of the people die the second? So we'll see the pedestrian kills. For the year 2018, 49, year 2019 also 49, and 2020, 29. So these are two categories of the people are more vulnerable for the accidents and the death. So when we fall in these two categories, we should be more careful. Some people say we are using Mercedes-Benz or BMW car, which are considered as a more safe car. But at some point of time, you may park their car and you may go walking to some place. So you are falling in this category as a pedestrian. So therefore, when we are in these two categories as a two-wheeler, when we are on the road, what we think? What is our general thinking on the road? We think that accident is not our problem. We may go anyhow, we may go triple seat, we may go without helmet. Accident is not our problem, and accident will never occur to me. See, this is our general thinking that we are safe. It is somebody else's problem. It is not my problem. Like that, our thinking, and like that we behave on the road. You can see that red circle and one red dot. So outer red circle, it means the possibility of the accident, and in this possibility we all are included, and that red dot is me. That red outer circle is the possibility of the accident, and red dot is me. So that's why we all have to take precautions, thinking that whenever we are on the road, we are prone to the accident. There is possibility of the accident. Next. You can see this one vehicle, truck, having damages, and also the driver of the truck who is injured. So, what do you think that how this, which is the force, which is the energy that has created, that has caused damages to this truck and causes damages, injury to this rider? Can anyone guess which is that force? It is kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is the force which causes all these damages and injury. You may be knowing the formula of kinetic energy. It is half into mass into velocity square. Kinetic energy is half into mass into velocity square. If a person is driving at the speed of 30, if we consider a driver is driving at the speed of 30, what will be his kinetic energy? And if that mass of that vehicle is suppose 285, it is motorcycle 285. So if I roughly calculate, the answer will come as a 10,000 joules. That means that person is carrying, but that person, if he doubles his speed from 30, if he increases his speed to 60, what will happen to his kinetic energy? Some people may say that if speed doubles, the kinetic energy will also double, but no. The square root plays the square plays the important role. When speed increases, speed doubles, the kinetic energy increases 4 times. So when speed from 30 is increased to 60, the kinetic energy from 10,000 it goes up to 40,000. And suppose if the same person increases his speed to 90 kilometers per hour, so what will be the kinetic energy? The kinetic energy will be 90,000 joules. So when a person met with an accident with this 90 kilometers per hour speed, what will happen to his body? What will happen to his vehicle? He will sustain more injury, serious injury, and possibility of the death. So one mantra you keep in mind, that when your speed doubles, your kinetic energy increases 4 times. I will give another example. I don't have a egg here, but just an experiment. If I drop an egg from a small distance of about 1 or 2 foot, what will happen to that egg? It will break or not? Yes, definitely. The egg will break because the egg is oval in shape and the outer cover is very fragile. So definitely that egg will break. But if I drop that egg and again with my other hand if I catch that egg, what will happen to that egg? That egg will break? No. Why? Because my hand is soft? No. Why it will not break when I am catching that egg again while falling? It is same principle of kinetic energy. When that egg drops on the floor, concrete floor, the kinetic energy is concentrated at one small point, at one point, and that's why it breaks. Whereas where I drop that egg and again I catch it with my hand, that force is distributed the surface area. Because of the surface area, that force is distributed, and the minimum impact is had. I gave this example of egg. Why? Because our head is oval in shape, circular in shape, similar like egg, and my hand resembles as a helmet. When we wear helmet and if we have fall on the road, that impact is distributed, is absorbed by the surface area of the helmet, and we get minimum injuries. So that's why it is wise to wear the helmet. It is not because of the police or not because of the fine that you should wear helmet, but it is to protect your own head. You should wear the helmet. Many times in the last picture also you must have seen that gentleman on a two-wheeler sitting his wife and children but not wearing helmet. Helmet is not only for the riders but it is also for the pillion riders. When it is mostly seen in the city and all, only the riders wearing the helmet, but it is not wise. When you are wearing the helmet, the person who is sitting behind, maybe your wife, maybe your daughter, maybe your son, they should also wear the helmet because their life is also very important. So it is advisable to wear the helmet. Why police or why anybody has to tell that you should wear helmet? When we are going out, we wear clothes. Anybody require us to tell that you wear clothes and go? No, it is the system. It is compulsory. We know that it is a discipline like. So when riding two-wheeler, it is this discipline you should follow of wearing helmet by rider as well as by the pillion rider. Next. This is tunnel vision. Have you heard name tunnel vision? Means whenever we are riding or driving, the frame in which we can see how much we can see on the road, that is tunnel vision. If we are riding at a speed of 30 kilometers per hour, then we may be able to see so many things on the road, even some things on the side. But if we increase the speed from 30 to say 50 or 60, then our line of vision may be shortened. We may miss some things on either side. And again, if we increase more speed, say 80, 90, then there are chances of missing so many things. How we see the images, that when the image is being seen, it goes to the brain, and then we know that so and so person is there on the road or so and so thing is there. But if our speed is increased, there is less time. Brain does not get sufficient time to see that image and send the signal that so and so person or so and so thing is on the road. And since we cannot get that instructions, there are possibilities of the accidents. That this thing's vision, this tunnel vision, it applies to the person who is talking on the mobile phone. When we are talking on the mobile phone, we are getting distracted. Maybe good news, maybe bad news, or maybe we are annoyed with some other person, and in that we miss so many things. We may be driving, but our attention will be at some other place, and hence there are possibilities of the chances. Many accidents occurred because of the speaking on the mobile phone, because we lack concentration. Here in Vasco, or particularly on the Zuari Bridge, we notice that at Zuari Bridge there is a lot of movement of lot of vehicles back to back, means very close to each other. And if some person is on the mobile phone, he is distracted, he don't know when to apply the brake, and he just dash the vehicle in the front, and then there is traffic blockage, there are huge lines. So this is because of this tunnel vision. Now on the road we see many stupid, as earlier I said, there are many stupid things we are seeing, we are doing on the road. Actually, there is no need of these stupid things to be done, and I have listed some of the stupid things which we can avoid. And if these stupid things may not cause accident, but this is disturbing the discipline, road discipline, and causes problems on the road. And from that list of stupid things, the first is the stupid things on the 7th number is when there is a block in the road, go up front and make it worse. That means we see on the road, whenever we are going, if there is accident or some problem on the road, we have to stand in a queue. We have to be lined up in single lane, so that the traffic which is coming in the opposite lane should be free. At least they should go. But what is our general practice? What we do, if there is one lane, then we overtake and go to other side to see what is happening, and that causes the problem. We should not do like this. If we overtake and go, then if we overtake and go to see what is happening in the front, what happens, the other vehicles which are coming in the other lane cannot go, and then there is a blockage, and it is irreversible. Like if you once go in the front, then you cannot again come back. Then again, seeing you, some other person, he overtakes and goes. So then there is a mess. The problem which can be solved in 2 minutes, then it takes 2 hours. So this is our general silly mistakes on the road. We should avoid this. On the 6th number is walking at night wearing black dress. Many times you must have seen people in the night going for a walk or going for some work. They are wearing black and black dress, black t-shirt, black jeans, or some dress. Not only black, maybe dark blue or dark grey, because this type of color is not visible. And when we are on the road, we should be more visible to the drivers, to the motorists. We should be more visible, because you know that if you are visible to the motorist, then he can take precaution, he can apply brake, or he can take the vehicle to the side. But if you are wearing dark color, black color, then if you are not visible and at the last moment you are appearing near the vehicle, then there is a possibility of accident. So preferably in the night, when there is no street light, you should wear white color, yellow color, the color which is reflecting, which is visible in the night. On the 5th place is
try to overtake every vehicle in front. We must have seen that the motorists are in so much hurry that everywhere they want to overtake and go. They just want to overtake and go if they have some important work or not. But it is our habit that just overtaking everybody and going ahead. Is there a necessity of overtaking? No, I don't think so. Even if we are traveling for a distance of 1 kilometer, we try to overtake everybody. But this is wrong. Overtaking makes blind zone. It makes a blind zone. So that's why the vehicles, they will not be visible to see you, and there are possibilities of the accident. So you should avoid overtaking. On the fourth place is make up time on the road and speed wave through traffic. If we have any function or if we require to go for wedding or party, then we take our own sweet time at home to dress up and all, and at the last moment we try to leave the house, and in that then we ask the driver to go fast, we have to reach fast, but that is wrong. We are getting late from the house, and then we try to make up that time by driving fast, but that leads to the accident. If you want to reach early, start early from the house, or if you are not reaching in time, no problem, you may reach few minutes late, no problem, but don't make this haste on the road, because on the road there are other road users, maybe pedestrian, maybe cyclist, maybe bus. So we have to take care while on the road, and we should not make haste. On the third is drink and drive. This is also the major cause of accident. Drinking and driving is major cause of accident. When we drink alcohol, what happens? Our reflexes are slowed down. When we are driving or riding, and if under the influence of alcohol, our reflexes are slowed down by 20%. If we 20% our reflexes are slowed down. Suppose if some child suddenly crossing the road, and if the person is drunk, he will not be able to make his reflexes of applying the brake as fast as under the normal condition. Our vision also is blurred. We cannot see properly. We cannot control the vehicle properly, and there are chances of the accident. There are majority of the accident because of this drink and drive. So we should avoid this. On the second point is ride a bike at night without lights. We have seen in the night the vehicles, they are not having lights, or they are putting off the lights, and on the internal roads or narrow roads they are driving fast. If there is no lights, headlights of the vehicle, it becomes very difficult for the other vehicle to see that from other side the vehicle is coming, and this leads to the major accident. So we have to take care that our headlights are on. Headlight means proper headlight, not some other which is more reflecting and which is making you blind on the other side. That type of light is not allowed. And on the first place is next. And on the first place is get on a two-wheeler without helmet. Riding two-wheeler without helmet is the biggest mistake. I already explained you how, by giving the example of the 8, that our head is very delicate. Head means the brain inside is very delicate. If we have slight, even if we have slight fall in the house, you may have seen in the bathroom some people are sleeping and falling, and their head is hit to the tiles or to the floor, and they are dying. Why? Because it is very delicate, and that's why we have to wear helmet, so that after the fall or something our head is protected. What happens even if we have fall and if our hand or leg is fractured, if we go to good hospital, then it can be repaired or it can be treated, treatment can be taken. But if our head is injured, our brain is injured, then chances of recovery is very less. So hence we have to take more precaution. Friends, my today's lecture, today's talk was slightly different from all the earlier talks, because earlier talks we used to show you some signboards, entry, no entry, and some rules, laws we have been telling. But I think this today's talk it will directly impact your mind and your heart, because if you think from your heart, you will come to know that this accident is happening because of our silly mistakes, and we can avoid this if all of us take a pledge that we will observe our road safety, we will observe traffic rules and regulations. Then I am confident that this statistic of the accidents and the deaths, we can reduce it, we can bring it to zero. I am, as a traffic inspector, been observing that 75% of the accidents on the road are self-accidents. That means two-wheeler rider is going, because of the speed, he is skidding, falling, not wearing helmet, getting head injury, and death. There is no other second vehicle involved in the accident, and such type of accidents are 75%. So if we take precautions while riding or driving, I think we can avoid this 75% accident, and we can reduce the death. When we say death, it is very horrifying. When we read newspaper, we just ignore, we just read and we just throw that newspaper. Why? Because that person is not related to us. But if the person who is dead, if he is our related, near and dear one, if somebody's father, somebody's brother, mother, sister, then we feel the pinch that of losing the one member of the family. And when that member of the family is a earning member on whom a family of 4 or 6 persons is dependent, that means that whole family is getting destroyed, and it is very sorrowful. And we have to take care on the road while using the road as a rider or as a pedestrian. You may be, as a student, you may be thinking that we are not driving or we are not riding, this is not our age, or we have not got license. But you are our young generation, soon you will be also making use of the vehicles. So now only you have to start thinking about this good practice. You have to bring in about the good traffic culture. And like generations earlier, you should not keep on repeating the same mistakes. So through this talk, I am giving you this message that keep safety in your mind and think about that safety and doing it on the road. Means when you are making use of the road, be practical. Be practical of making use of this road safety tips. And also spread this message to your near and dear ones, to your friends, to your father, to your sister, whoever making mistakes on the road. Tell them that you are making mistake, you should not repeat that mistake. And I think with this, everybody's cooperation and with everybody's help, we will be able to decrease the road accidents on the road and naturally the deaths. So through this talk, I try to give you a message about the road safety, hoping that you will observe that and we all will be safe on the road. I thank our teacher, instructor, Sarvesh Gaonkar and principal and other teachers of Mangur Hill High School for giving me this opportunity to give talk on the road safety and to enlighten you on this topic. Thank you.
Myself, Sarvesh Gaonkar, automobile instructor, Government High School, Mangur Hill. I am here to propose a vote of thanks. I sincerely and very much thankful to Mr. Sudesh Narvekar, Police Inspector, Vasco Traffic Cell. Really, it was very interesting session, and of course, we should agree that it was totally different, like we used to see in our school days when police traffic cell used to show us the videos, signs. This was really the happenings which are going on. We can practically see these kinds of issues what sir have shown us, and once again, Sir Sudesh Narvekar have proved that the job, any job, it is not just a job. Any job provides you all a platform to make a change, and that he has shown us. He had given us the opportunity, and always he is very with innovative ideas to bring a change in the society. So I sincerely thank Mr. Sudesh Narvekar, Police Inspector, Vasco Traffic Cell. I also thank my coordinators for MSP of Department of Education, Borvorim. I also thank headmistress, teachers, all the principals, guests, my students and friends who have attended for this session. Thank you very much.